Okay, good evening, everyone. We are here for the April 9th, 2013 Board of Education work session. For our budget, I would like to call this meeting to order, and we will begin with approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And for anyone watching at home, I will let everyone know that we have Matt Helms, who has called in. He'll be on speakerphone, so we have everyone here with us. We will start, we'll move now to the 2019-20 budget discussion, and everyone has a copy from last week of the superintendent's proposed budget. So I'm just going to open it up to the board members. If everyone has your slide deck.
I have questions. Is that what
we'll just open it up, turn everything over to the board, start asking questions.
Do we have any updates on the state mandates? So we have in there salary increases for teachers and then on non-certified personnel, and we have benefit increases. Have we heard anything more about how close we are?
We had a webinar today with DPI, and the update they gave us was there is nothing new that has come out of the legislature at this point. So
okay,
we're still working with the same assumptions.
Okay, and the other one was nurses in the Monroe cluster. Mr. Sides, do you know anything about that?
Nope, the city of Monroe is still working through their budget.
Okay, so that's currently not in our budget, correct? Okay.
And I just want to confirm, was that 3 nurses that was funded last year through the Monroe?
They gave us a flat $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so we funded as much of the salary, you know, we made sure we used that money for that purpose. The MOU stated that it had to be for health services in some way.
2.5 or something.
It was something like that. We made sure we worked it out to where it all spent.
Yeah. Half ones, right? Okay.
So, Shauna, with that being said, if Monroe Town Council does not put that into their budget this year, do we have any ideas if we'll be able to maintain the 2.5 nurses?
Well, as far as I understand, we didn't hire any new nurses.
Okay.
They were
just funded.
I was told we did. That's not right. We were told in finance that we hired 1.5 or 2.5 or something like that. We did.
See, because I tried to, I inquired to make sure, you know, I was trying to figure out, are we going to be short somewhere? So what we would end up having to do, if those are not funded through the city, they would end up being just an additional something we would have to fund through our local sources. I mean,
So
we'd have to find a way to fund that.
So that's still up in the air for now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Have we heard anything from the county about the social and emotional year 2, which is, we assume is done, because that was on one of the slides. It says that we're assuming that they're going to pick up the second year. Have we?
We don't have any new information from
Right now?
the county on that yet.
No. Yeah.
Did you have a meeting last Thursday?
I have a meeting tomorrow with
Tomorrow.
Michelle Lancaster. She said today their budgets were due back, their recommendations, so we should know tomorrow
Okay.
the number of recommended positions for mental health therapists and social workers.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So those are 2 things we're waiting for, and then once the state mandates come in, we'll know more at that point in time. The only thing that Mrs. Merrill and I talked about pointing out from a facilities committee perspective is everybody got the 5-year plan for the CIP. Mr. Burnett and Mr. Strickland are both working on a 10-year plan, which is more of a long-term strategy for some of our older schools. The county has asked that we wait until after the budget to discuss that, so we're going to wait for that. But I just want everybody to know that there is planning in the works with respect to some of the older schools and what we could be doing going forward. So as that gets more nailed down, we'll bring it forward to facilities and go from there. But right now, you're seeing stuff on here. You're not seeing a lot of any new builds or, replacement of certain areas of some of the schools and stuff like that. But that is in the 10-year long-term plan. That would probably take bond money more than CIP money.
Does anyone have any questions about a 10-year plan? Okay. Just know that we're in discussions with the county because we do have some aging facilities that were not included in the 2016 bond. So we need to, there are some facilities that eventually Union County will have to decide what to do.
And those are schools toward the eastern side of the county too as well.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions on the CIP or anything? Good. I think the facilities committee took a hard look at especially year 1 and year 2. We reduced last week, just before the board meeting, we reduced the capital ask by $1 million. So we're at 16.2, 16.3 this year. We touched 38 schools.
Did everyone have a chance to go through that? Are there any questions?
So the 5-year plan is there too. We're required by statute to give the county a 5-year capital plan, but really they only approve the next fiscal 20's capital budget. So, but that's kind of a shorter 5-year short-term look at what our facility needs are, but they change.
I think one of the best things too coming out of facilities is no longer postponing painting our schools because we've been putting that off for a long time. And so I'm really happy to see that we've got a 3-year plan to at least get going on these schools that a lot of them have not been painted since they were built. So that's a really good thing that we're not, kicking the can down the road anymore. So over the next 3 years, we'll start getting these schools repainted. Board? Comments, questions, concerns? Anything that stands out on, in operating? We've talked a lot about capital. Okay, well,
That's great.
okay. So, nothing we want to send back to facilities. Everything's good with finance.
Yep.
You're happy with where the superintendent's current proposal is. Okay?
We have to wait with respect to the nurses in Monroe and the SEL for year 2, but otherwise, and of course, state mandates whenever they come in, which will probably be May 15th. But as soon as we know all that, I'll finish it up. So we have a meeting with the county when? 29th?
Yeah, I think, was it the 29th?
April 29th was what I believe
Yeah,
is
I
on the
think
calendar.
The 29th at 6 p.m.
It's-
So this will go to them in draft form still until,
it's gonna,
as the superintendent's.
yes.
budget, right?
Is my understanding that superintendent planned to do the same presentation he did at the board meeting the other night. And then we would provide
The slide.
some of the same slide deck
Okay.
and
That
information
we
to them.
usually, right, so they can ask us questions and discuss it from there.
Yes.
Okay, so just board members, everyone make sure that you're available to attend the joint meeting with the Board of County Commissioners, April 29th. Here, we're hosting it at 6 p.m., okay? Okay, last chance. Any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to talk about on the 2019-20 superintendent proposed budget? Because it's now ours. Okay,
We're good.
okay. Well, with that being said,
Motion to adjourn?
okay,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.